Hey, there you are. Look at you. Man, get in here. You got to come in here. It's day 69. Day 69 of the day series, days and nights series. And I know it's my fault. I can't figure out where this goes. I can't figure out where to put this. So I'm going to just keep putting it on this page. This is going to be the personal page. That's what I said anyway. I should stick to what I say. For the last two, I thought, well, I'll try it from my Facebook page, my own personal Facebook page, because, you know, I don't know why. I do know why. I thought maybe it would increase interaction, that people would interact more if it was on the personal Facebook page. But there was a problem with that because, sorry, my cameraman is awful, that the comments weren't loading in. So we can't do it that way. It's not going to work that way. But welcome. It's day 69. Day 69. 69 days ago, I moved into this little studio apartment and began my life as a sexy single man. I was sexy before, but a single man. So, I don't know how interesting that is. I guess it kind of depends on how much you like me. So it's probably good that we're doing it from the Shawn Yankey show page and me on things and stuff YouTube channel, because most of those people like me. So if you're into me and you think I'm kind of funny, then maybe you would like this blog. It's a personal blog about me adapting to single life as a 48-year-old sexy white man. Because I'm white, so I'm already at a disadvantage. You know what I mean? Because we have such a shitty history. Everybody hates us. It's not cool to be white right now. Matter of fact, we're like the only group that it's cool to shit all over and just be as racist as you want towards. Like, I get called cracker once to 25 times a day. It's horrible. I've never been called cracker. I don't even know it would offend me if I was. I don't know that there's a slang for white people that would offend me. Maybe there's one I haven't heard. I don't think there's any good ones though. That I don't know why that is. There should be. Kids are creative. When I was young, people gave me so much shit for my name. You know, Yankee. I had a comedy club owner once accuse me of making up my name. Even after looking at my license, he's like, "You had it changed. That's not your actual name." I'm like, "Yes, it is. I grew up with that name. I paid the dues on that name. I earned the right to use that name. It is a good name for a comedian, but it was a terrible name for a small child. Other kids were brutal with the name Yankee, you know? So there was that. But this is day 69. We're hanging out and just, you know, recapping, going back over and then talking about what's going on now. We're staying a little out of the past recently anyway. I don't have that much to say about the past right now, other than it's past. It's over with. We're moving through it. We're moving on. Hey, Jana. But share this out. I'm going to share real quick. Don't be afraid to share this. I got other things planned. You know how I am. I always bring a lot of extra stuff because you're good enough to show up. I want to give you some to take home with you, something to chew on. So I bring actual content. You know, you know how I do. But we got a lot of stuff coming up. Well, I got a lot of stuff coming up. But we do. Me and you. We do. Us. We got the first episode of Conspiracy Theories and Chill Wednesday night, right here. No, on the Conspiracy Theories and Chill page. I get so confused because we got so much going on right now. We got the Morning Yank page. Go ahead and like that. I need to get it a YouTube channel, even though most of what we do over there really wouldn't be allowed on YouTube. So I don't know if I'm even going to mess with YouTube. Maybe its own Rumble channel. What do you think? And then Conspiracy Theories and Chill, like that page, because Wednesday night, the first episode's going to drop. And it's on the true shape of the earth. And what do you think about that, by the way? What do you think the true shape of the earth is? I'm a creationist. I'll just tell you what I think. You're going to hear more about this on Wednesday night, but I'm a creationist. So I believe it's exactly like it states in Genesis. I believe it's exactly what the Bible says. Now, I don't know exactly what that means. Does that mean it's flat and stationary? I believe it's stationary. I don't know if that means it's flat, but I do believe it's created by God and in the way He said it is, and that we're not spinning and flying and chasing the sun. You know, I don't believe any of that. But Dan, our guest Wednesday night, his theory is concave Earth, which I don't know much about. I've studied hollow Earth. I did a video for Conspiracy Theories and Chill actually in the past on hollow Earth. But concave Earth is new to me. That's different. So he thinks that's the true shape. So we're going to get with Dan on Wednesday and we're going to get to the bottom of it and discuss it. That's going to be cool. So make sure you come for that. Go like that event on the Conspiracy Theories and Chill page. But that's what's going on coming up in the, the show's version of what I do. My regular life is I work in a deli. It's not that exciting. You know, I make sandwiches and salads and shit, and a little bit of hot food, but not much. Shit that you make in an oven. Everything is made in the oven, which I like, so there's no fryers or none of that shit. But yeah, I work in a deli, and that's what I do to make money. Because this might blow you away, but you don't make a whole lot of money streaming. I need to get back into doing more stand up. Not that you make a lot of money doing stand up either. You don't make much doing stand up at all. Not until you get to some kind of level, you know. Then there's money, but it's way down the road. Anyways, I need to find some kind of side hustle that makes money. There's a girl at my work, and she sells video games. You know, they buy video games, refurbish them, like refinish them and shit, and then sell them. Or buy systems, get video game systems, fix them, and sell them. I was thinking about getting furniture at yard sales and shit, and then like sanding it down and painting it or refinishing it and then selling it. I was thinking about that. But then that would involve having to go meet people. And I do not like being around people, which is getting to be a problem. As you know, I can't smoke in my apartment. So I have to go outside. And there's people outside. And, you know, I shouldn't be such a baby, but I don't really like being around people. And I avoid it whenever I can. I try to avoid being around people. It's impossible, though, when you're living in an apartment. No matter what door I go out, I run into people. And sometimes it's more uncomfortable than others. Some of these people keep wanting me to come over for dinner. One of them, particularly, it's a little weird. I don't know if it's weird or if I'm making it weird because I'm weird. You know what I mean? And when you're already weird, you got a whole weird spectrum that you're looking through. I'm using the word weird a lot, but it's fucking weird, you know? And I'm weird. He keeps inviting me over for food. I've told him, I even straight out told him, dude, I have social anxiety. It's never going to happen. I just can't do it. I don't want to do it because, I mean, even if I wanted to do it, I couldn't do it because I get too anxious about it. I got butterflies in my stomach just thinking about it. I told him all this, just straight to his face. He still asks me every day to come over for dinner. It's weird, and I think he just wants me to come into his apartment. One day I was walking past his apartment, and he made me try a cracker. He would not let me go until I tried this cracker. Is he trying to roofie me, maybe? I don't know what's going on with that. He's determined for me to come over and eat. I don't know why. Anybody got a theory on why he wants me to come over so bad? But he's starting to creep me out. I'm being serious. Then there's this other little dude, and he does creep me out. He's not starting to. He already does. He's weird as fuck. And he loves to talk to people, and he loves to try to borrow $5. You ever seen that movie Better Off Dead? You know, that guy is always chasing around um, John Cusack for his $2. Give me my $2. The paper boy. This guy, man, he's tried to borrow $5 off of me like 3 times, and he gets real mad when you won't give it to him. Because when I say no, he like walks off mumbling and shit, but angry mumbling. And I'm like, dude, I don't even fucking know you. We've had all of 0 conversations. The only time we ever had a real conversation, he walked up to me and he goes, "Do you drive?" And I was like, "What? Do you drive? What? Do you drive?" He kept getting madder as he said it, like I'm like that's gonna make me understand it better. So then the person I was sitting there with was like, "I drive," and he goes, "Here, you want this?" And he gave her a road flare, like a reusable like flashing light thingy you use as a road flare for safety. And I was like, "Dude, the way you should have handled that was walk up and be like, 'Hey, I have this road flare. Would you like it?' Not do you drive?" I instantly think you want something if you ask me that, like you want me to take you somewhere. But anyways, he's weird, and he's asked me for money a couple times since then. And I don't know what my point was. I was making a point, but I lost it. And I probably did that because I smoked a little before we had our little talk here. I smoked a little cannabis, which I really enjoy. Maybe you enjoy it. Janice says he sounds like a pusher. Now he is on probation. He just got out of prison, and he was a drug push a dealer. You know, a mover and shaker, and he was into drugs. Now he says he's clean, but he does really badly want me to come to his apartment. Robert says he thinks he's helping. He just thinks he's helping. He's a helper. I don't know, man. There's something wrong about it, and I don't. I got pretty good intuition. You know, something feels shady. Something feels extra. It feels like there's more than dinner. I don't know what it is. Maybe he's a food pusher now. Maybe he wants to give me fatty food because he can't push drugs anymore. He just wants to do bad, you know, and hurt people in some kind of way. Like he can't sell you drugs anymore, so he's gonna fatten you up like Paul and Dean. Maybe that's what it is. He went from drugs to food because it's always like, you know, au gratin potatoes and barbecue and shit like that. Probably fried chicken next. He knows that's my weakness. He'll hit me with some of that. Yeah. He's gonna break me down. I'm gonna find out. I think it's a date is what it is. I think he's flirting with me. I don't know. I don't know. I'm bad about knowing when somebody's flirting with me, but I get that vibe, man. And if I get that vibe, I think you gotta trust it. Maybe something happened to him in prison, you know, and something in me is triggering it, you know. You tell me, Barry Manilow. I don't know. I don't have any experience with this, you know. I'm not a peopler. I don't people. It may be as innocent as people invite themselves over for dinner all the time. Is that something that happens? Do you guys people? Do you guys invite each other over for dinner all the time? Why does this keep happening? I'm not exaggerating. I know I exaggerate a lot and you guys don't trust me, but I'm not exaggerating right now. It's like every fucking day. He asks me over every day for the past like week and a half. Almost like he's cooking stuff just to ask me over. In fact, this is funny. Yesterday, they barbecued. Him and that little creepy guy that creeps me out. They barbecued. And they did it at like noon. When I was out walking the dogs, they were barbecuing over there. So he's out front telling all of us, man, I got barbecue. Anybody want some barbecue? Because it's not like he just tries to give me food. He tries to give it to everybody. So he's asking everybody if they want barbecue. Do you want barbecue? Do you want barbecue? Nobody does, right? And nobody really likes him. He creeps everybody out. So nobody wants the barbecue. And this little Asian lady walks out, Ellie. He invited her to the barbecue. but they had a misunderstanding. Ellie thought she was going to the barbecue and they were going to barbecue and hang out and barbecue like a barbecue. He was just inviting her to eat some barbecue. Ellie was pissed. Ellie was so mad because she was looking forward to the barbecue. She's like, "When's the barbecue?" He's like, "We already did it. You want a plate?" And she's like, "Motherfucker." She got pissed off. It's important to let you know that Ellie starts drinking at like 10 a.m. Vodka. She likes vodka. It's a hard knock life hotel, man. This is not for babies where I live. This is for grown-ups. We go hard here, you know. I'm not the only gangster in this place. This place is full of gangsters. No, for real. There's a meth head down the hall, downstairs and down the hall. But always smells like cat piss in the hallway, and I know that's him smoking meth. I've never smoked meth, but I've heard it smells like cat piss. Does it smell like cat piss, Robert? Robert smokes meth. Well, Bert smokes meth. Robert buys it for Bert. Anyways, does it smell like cat piss? Robert says you should try it. What are we talking about? Try what? The food? I'm not great at peopling either, Janet. I don't like peopling. I don't want to do it. You know? I don't want to do it. That's the thing. That's what I wanted to find out from you guys. How do I avoid peopling? I don't want to do it. I don't want to. But I do want to go smoke my joint and I want to be able to do that. I don't want to. Where am I going to go? Like, do I need to go hide? Do I need to find a place to hide? Or how do you just, what Brad Pitt does? Brad Pitt just doesn't shower and everybody thinks he's gross and they don't want to be around him. I don't know if that works or not, but I don't want to do that because it's gross. I wish maybe like COVID would come back and everybody had to stay 6 feet away from me, because everybody here is afraid of COVID too. They all are so scared. Anytime somebody in the building is sick, they're like, "Oh no, you got COVID." I was like, "There's no such thing as COVID," and everybody got mad at me. For a while, people were mad at me because they're like, I was a vaccine denier. That's what they asked me too. When I said that, they were like, "Are you a vaccine denier?" I was like, "I would never put that poison in me." Then that one lady was like, "I got 6 boosters." Like, oh my God, you're insane. And she's like, "Had COVID since I've lived here. You got 6 boosters. You've had COVID multiple times, and you're talking about getting another booster. Like, don't you realize at this point that it doesn't fucking work?" You know, and for you people on YouTube, I'm not talking about anything. I'm talking about exercise. Exercise doesn't work. I think you're allowed to say that on YouTube. You're not allowed to say anything else. You really can't say much on YouTube. I don't know why I'm going to YouTube. I guess because I don't know where to stream to. These don't really feel like they fit on the Rumble channel. Robert says, yes, the food. I mean, usually when people buy food, it comes in a big package. He just wants you to eat it so he doesn't have to toss it. Dude, I don't want it. I, I guess I'd eat it. I don't know. I'd eat it. Like if he'd leave it in a basket outside my apartment and I didn't have to go deal with him, that sounds really bad. I don't mean for that to sound bad. I just don't want to go over to his apartment, go inside, get a plate, have to bring him his plate back. You know what I mean? I don't want any of that because that guarantees a return visit. You see what I'm saying? Now I'm committed and I'm getting drug into some shit I don't want any part of. It's getting all out of hand already. And we haven't even started imagining this yet. It's already way out of hand. Hey, Joan. We're having a day. It's day 69. 69. Barry Manilow gets it. It's day 69. 69 days. I've been in this place. And I don't know. I'm still not really looking at it as my home yet. I am and I'm not. Just being honest. I am. I realize it is. but I'm still not comfortable with it yet, I guess. I'm rejecting it less. Like I'm less angry about it, but everything still doesn't feel normal, honestly. But the less anger, that's really good. And then the bed's made. Look, can you see that? I don't know if you can see that. See a little dude back there? Bed's made. The sink is still full of dishes. I can't show you the sink. Not going to show that to you. It's bad. I got lazy with the dishes, just the dishes. But that's how I found out it's really cool. My cameraman sucks. It's really cool to drink out of fancy glasses. So I would have never found that out if it wasn't for that. And now Paul thinks I'm fancy if he shows up. He always gets notified late, and he shows up and he's like, I'm late. You can't be late, Paul. Can't be late. It's impossible. You know, 98% of our views come after the live, but all of our comments come during the live. You guys that come later, if you're still watching right now, I want to hear from you. I really do. Please comment. Comment on someone else's comment, even, because like Robert, he loves hearing from people. He tells me all the time, I love hearing from people. Jana loves it. Joan, it's her favorite thing. So anytime you see an interesting comment, add to that thread. We love talking to y'all. We're the ViPeeps. We keep it real. Jana says that's too much obligation and don't commit her to talking to anybody. All right. All right. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have spoken for everybody, but I love it. So please comment. I love hearing from you guys. But yeah, come Wednesday. I'm going to be so sad if you guys don't come Wednesday night. Wednesday night, we're doing conspiracy theories and chill on the true shape of the earth. And you're going to learn so much. And you're just going to have a fantastic time. It's going to be the best 90 minutes of your life. You're going to love it. And then we'll be back the following Wednesday. And the Wednesday after that, it's coming back, man. Conspiracy theories and chill. So I'm excited about that. But it's St. Patrick's Day. Did you know that? Did you wear green? You better have. Or you better get some on. Or you better watch your ass because somebody's going to pinch it. They'll sneak up on you. That's how it happens. That's how they get you. You're not paying attention, and bam, pinch on the ass. Because you weren't wearing green. You didn't pay attention to what day it was. That's your fault. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think it's my fault that I'm weird. I think it's, a lot of other people's fault. No, I'm fucking weird. I know. But I gotta go outside to smoke. I felt like telling him today when he asked me, because he asked me again today, of course. And of course I said no again. But I felt like saying, dude, if it wasn't for me having to come outside and smoke, you would never see me. Like I'm an introvert. I mean no offense by it, but I just stay to myself. My favorite place is at my desk. If I had a desk right now, you'd probably never see me. Because I would crawl into it and be writing stuff. The only reason why I'm not writing more is I can't get comfortable. I'm an introvert. I like to be alone. I felt like saying that to him today, but he wouldn't have got it. He's not really listening to me when I talk. Robert's right. He just wants his leftovers out of his fucking refrigerator. He's like, get this shit out of here before I have to throw it in the dumpster. You fat fuck. I know you like eating. Take this food. And I'm like, no, I don't want it. He's like, I know you fucking want it. You're fat. He didn't say that. I said it because I thought it was funny. But I think I'm going to have to quit the dog walking thing. I, uh, I know I should. Let's put it that way. I know I should, but I don't want to. I realized today that I should. I know I should, but I don't want to, man. I do want to, in a way. And then the other reason why I don't want to falls back under me being socially awkward. I am super socially awkward to the point where I will continue to do something I don't want to do because I don't want to tell the person I don't want to do it anymore, which is where I think we're finding ourselves with the dog walking. The issue with the dog walking, Robert, the issue is every time it is time to pay me, it is a problem. Every single time. That to me is a problem. It's it's and it's more than that. It's more than that. The dogs are not trained very well. I was led to believe these were service dogs, which I took to mean they were highly trained, and they may be or may have been, but that has gone lax, and particularly the big one, will just quit on you, is what they call it. Just sit or lay down and not do a fucking thing. You can't move him. He's 260 pounds and he won't answer to anything or do anything. He just lays there. They call it quitting on you. They thought it was funny. I don't think it's funny. And then they hate other animals. I'm really worried. I'm always worried that there's going to be another dog or someone. There's a lady that walks her cat and they're going to be out and this dog's going to get away from me. Or I'm not going to see it in time, and that, something's going to happen, and then I'm going to be held responsible. I'm really worried about that because they don't respond to commands under those situations either. Robert says, get a shock collar. Now I'm investing in shock collars. I can't even get my $50 every week. I get it, but it's always a struggle. And we're 2 days late now on it. And, seeing her multiple times. It's even been mentioned. But, again, it's always a hassle. And, I don't know that there won't be an issue with it still. I don't know. Because it's gotten to the point where I'm going to have to ask about it. And I don't like that. They need a harness, Jana. They need something better than what they got. Because the female is pretty sly and can slip her collar. She only did it to me once. She's tried it multiple times. But I usually hold the leash high on her just because I know she likes to do that. But she can like thin out her head and like back up quickly and slip her collar. She did it once. And I thought she was going to get away from me. Robert says, I need the exercise. So just ask for the money up front. Yeah. Dude, again, we're going back to me saying I'd, stay in a bad situation because I don't know how to leave it. I don't know how to ask for the money up front either. I don't know how to put my foot down on it. I'd rather just quit doing it. You know what I mean? The whole thing just seems so overwhelming and awkward to me that I'd rather just say, fuck it. You know what I mean? Honestly, because of the reasons I gave. Don't you think, don't you think that the liability reason was enough? This is a 260-pound dog. If it gets away from me, somebody gets hurt. Am I responsible for that? I would think. So I don't want to be. You know, I mean, that's a good point, Robert. And I would, of course, be made to feel awful, not just by you, but probably by them and the dogs. But I don't know. What do you think? What do you guys think? I'll listen to Joan. What does Joan think? Joan, are you here? I do like it. I do like it. I won't lie, I do. When they listen. I did not like him laying in the field for 5, 10 minutes. It felt like 10 minutes, but it was probably only five. He just lays there. He's like, no, fuck you. We're not going nowhere. You're going to stand right there for a while like an idiot because you can't move me. And I'm just going to lay here. I've done a Scientology episode. Where's Carla? Hold on. Carla's talking about important things like Conspiracy Theories and Chill. Conspiracy Theories and Chill relaunches on Wednesday night as a brand new show. You're going to love it. Carla says, I'm hoping you'll do a show about Scientology. Lots of protesting going on about this human trafficking cult that also launders money and is demonic. I did do a Scientology video on a Conspiracy Theories and Chill, but we do need to cover it again. You're right. And do you know anything or have access to anything on that topic that you could send me? Send it to me in my private messenger on Facebook. If we're not friends, friend me. I'm the really good looking guy named Shawn Yankey. There's another guy named Shawn Yankey, but he's not as pretty as me. So that's how you'll know the difference. But yeah, I have a Scientology video. I'll link it to you. But we could definitely visit that topic, especially now that we're launching the show. You know, it'd be a good one. But yeah, I wasn't ducking your comment. I was just trying to find a way to work it in. Janice says it might be a trust issues thing with me. Trust issues? I don't know. I have those too. Janice says I could walk my cat if I need the exercise because Robert said I needed the exercise, and I do. Look at that. Look at that belly. I do need the exercise, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I do feel badass walking them dogs. They're big ass dogs, and they're strong. Like, and you feel strong walking them. Like, you just can't help it. Like, I feel like 10 foot tall when I'm walking that dog. But I also feel like fucking this could go sideways in like a second. He's strong. That night that he saw the deer, he almost got away from me because he don't even growl and he just takes off running and he's strong and he just keeps trying to pull you. And dude, I don't know if you don't have a good grip, he doesn't give you any warning that he's taking off. He just does it. That's the other thing that makes them a little scarier. They don't bark or growl before they jump. They just jump. And I'm like, that's usually not a good sign. Anyways, Scientology is a cult, Carla. You're right. And have you ever heard their story? You know, the thing that you got to go to the top level to get told? It's fucking ridiculous. It's written by L. Ron Hubbard, a science fiction writer. It's, oh my God, it's unbelievable that people buy into it. I don't know. All right, Carla put some stuff in the comments. Yeah, you have a good day too. Right on. You have a good day too. I'm having a great day. It's day 69. Day 69. It's been 69 days. Yeah. It's surreal, dude, for real. It's I don't know why, but I shouldn't be such a baby about it. There's nothing really wrong with my place, you know? And where I live, for all intents and purposes, if you're going to be a walker, if you have no vehicle, it's pretty convenient. I got two different gas stations, three really, gas stations and a truck stop, walking distance from my house. I'm right off the highway, so if I need a ride, you know, easy access to the highway. There's pros in the pro column. It's just everything's different. And I don't like change. I'm getting used to it. So that's good. But I wanted to talk to you guys about some news stuff. There's some news that I wanted to look at with you, but are you guys down for that? Do you wanna look at news you can use? You can use it. I mean, some of it's interesting. We can talk about it right now. I don't have to even show it to you. If I can. If you want, I'm ready to. I mean, we've been talking for like, I don't know, 35 minutes. I can't see that. It's really small on the phone. But that don't matter. I ain't got nowhere to go. It's day 69. I'm just gonna smoke weed. If I talk to you, I won't smoke up all my weed. So Joan says yes. Joan wants to look at news. I like doing what Joan likes. You know, Joan's my buddy. So we'll look at some news. This thing's got me creeped out. The TikTok ban. This is bad. I don't like censorship ever. I'm never a fan of censorship. And I don't think anybody ever should be in any way. Under the guise of the Chinese app, you got to ban it because it's Chinese. It's Chinese owned, I guess, but dude, maybe even controlled, but so is Hollywood. You want to talk about something being controlled by Hollywood? Not by Hollywood, by China. Hollywood, the entertainment industry, Disney. They're all bowing down to China constantly, changing their movies for China, doing all kinds of things to, keep China happy. This TikTok ban is about so much more than TikTok. It has nothing to do with TikTok. It's just an easy target because they just picked one that was foreign owned and they're like, okay, it's because of China. We'll ban it. And then that'll give us the power to come back and ban shit like Twitter, Rumble, Gab, silence and shut people up, cleanse the internet, get rid of everything. I don't know what to tell you to do though. Like, this is awful. This is the dystopian nightmare that I didn't even want. This is worse than anything I imagined, where you see everything coming a mile away and you can't do anything about it. Like, you can tell people, but like fucking everybody that knows is like, well, yeah, I know, but what the fuck am I supposed to do about it? It's a train coming at me 1,000 miles an hour. I'm one dude. Like, I can just live my life until the train comes through. Like, fucking these idiots aren't going to do nothing. I'm surrounded by dead-eyed fucking morons all day long. They're not going to do nothing. It's so frustrating. And then it's like, I can't tell you to vote. Just, voting is stupid. Voting's a cult too. Carla was talking about cults. Voting's a cult. Just pulling you into the Luciferian system, getting you to participate in the consent ritual. Elgato says USA investors are planning to buy TikTok. Munchkin, Trump's dude, Munchkin, he's one of the main investors talking about buying TikTok. It might happen. It could happen. And then they would lose their reason for being able to ban it. Maybe Munchkin comes to save the day. Steve Munchkin. He's coming to save the day. But the globalists, the New World Order, and the powers that be are trying to start a global food crisis. They're even doing war games preparing for one. And they're shutting down private farmers, buying up all the farmland. People need to be concerned about this. They're eliminating your freedom of speech, taking away anywhere you'd be able to talk anyway, censoring it all, removing it in real time. And then they're controlling your food source. As this python tightens on us, you have to wonder if at any point we will break free, or will we allow it to suffocate us when we don't have to? We're a beast together. If we would stand united, if we could stand united in any kind of meaningful way, we could put a stop to everything. If 3% of us could just get our shit together for any meaningful amount of time, we could put a stop to whatever we wanted. But we can't do that. Even when we see our imminent doom heading our direction, we can't do it. That's sad to me. We're really going to watch everything fall without a fight, you know? We have this whole badass history as a country. You know, if you buy into it, if you buy into the stories and the history that's taught to you as an American growing up, that your forefathers were badasses that threw tea off a boat because they weren't going to pay no fucking tea tax, and they stood up to the redcoats and took this country and all that. But now, just laying down and giving it all up, giving it away, bending over. Like, they went to war with England supposedly over like tea tax and shit. When you're taxed on your money when you earn it, you're taxed on your money every time you spend it. You're taxed on your money if you buy something big, you got to pay tax on that every year. You're getting reamed at every opportunity, and then the middle class has been eroded away to where it doesn't even exist anymore. And now they're going to poison our food, and they'll be able to because they'll be the only place to get any food if we let this happen, you know. And we don't seem to be doing anything to stop it. Elon Musk thinks you vote your way out, you know. That's what Elon Musk is telling you to do. That's another way to know he's an establishment shill. He says, imagine 4 more years of this, you know, with Biden. So you gotta vote Trump. You don't want Biden, you gotta vote Trump, right? Because 81 million people voted for Biden, and that's how come he won. So we gotta get 82 million. Because everybody knows Joe Biden is the most popular elected president in United States history, and voting is legitimate in the United States. And voting machines are not rigged, and there wasn't, you know, millions of mail-in ballots that showed up at 3 a.m. that instantly gave Joe Biden the biggest margin and the biggest victory ever in United States presidential election history. That's not weird, you know, none of that's weird. So there's no reason to believe that elections aren't on the up and up, and that, you know, you can't vote your way out of this. Go vote, you know, knock yourself out. But what do you think? Do you think you should vote? Do you think voting works and it's something you should do? And or how do you think we could do it? Because we do need to stand together in some kind of meaningful way. We can't do anything unless we do. You know what? Janice says if voting actually mattered, she'd vote for Dr. Shiva. And Elgato says China's buying most of the farmland all over the USA. Bill Gates is the largest private owner of it, but you're not wrong about China buying up farmland and real estate. A lot's going on, and we're not paying enough attention to it. You know, we're going to regret that. It's going to bite us in the ass. I think we're going to want to look around maybe as America falls. Remember when Trump didn't release the JFK files? He says it's because if they had showed you what he saw, you wouldn't release it either. Now, kind of depends on what he means by that, right? President Donald Trump boasted last fall that he would open all remaining John F. Kennedy assassination records. So far, he hasn't made good on the great transparency. Trump announced on Thursday that the public must wait another 3 years or more before seeing material that must remain classified for national security reasons, more than 5 decades after Kennedy was killed November 22nd in Dallas, Texas, 1963. The National Archives released its last batch of more than 19,000 records on Thursday, but an undisclosed amount of material. This is from an old article. Under wraps because Trump said the potential harm to U.S. national security, law enforcement, or foreign affairs is such gravity that it outweighs the public interest in immediate disclosure. So he's directly blocking it. He ordered the CIA and other agencies to take another look at each blacked out section of their documents during the next 3 years to see what more can be released. Judge Napolitani, I told Trump, you promised you would release the records of the JF Kennedy assassination. And he said to me, if they showed you what they showed me, you wouldn't release it either. I said, who's they? What did they show you? Trump said, someday when we're not on the phone and there aren't 15 people listening in on the call, I'll tell you. Dun, dun, dun. You know what? Who knows? But that's what he says. He can't show you. He wants to show you, but he can't show you. It's a shame. You know, I knew a guy that thought Jackie killed Jack. Jackie killed JFK. Pulled the final trigger. Looks pretty weird. Trump says there's going to be a bloodbath if he loses. I do too, Elgato. Trump says if he doesn't win, shots are going to ring out across this land. The South will rise again, basically. He thinks the good old boys will take to arms, that they will have had enough. If they rig another election in the United States, people will stand up. I've heard that. I've heard people say that. They'll never do it again. People that know they rigged the last election will straight up look you in the eye and be like, they would never do it again. Yeah, I know they did it, but they would never do it again. Dude, they can't wait to do it again. That isn't the first time they did it. They do it every fucking election, man. The president is not elected. It is selected. They already know who's going to win before that even happens. If voting mattered, they wouldn't let us do it. George Carlin said that. If voting mattered, they wouldn't let us do it. I believe it was George Carlin. I'm saying it now, though, and it's true. It's absolutely true. But Trump's trying to get everybody riled up. That's what Trump does. Trump is really good at it. You know, he's an entertainer. He's a con artist. He loves to be loved, though. Like he likes it. You know, I don't think he's got ill intentions either. Even I just think he's all about himself, and he just loves being loved. He loves all the fame and the adoration and the anonymity, the legacy. Like, think about it. He puts his name on everything. He's president of the United States now, maybe twice. He's going to live on forever. He's got all that. He's proud of that stuff. That's the kind of stuff he cares about. You know, if he cared about America, wouldn't he make his merch in America? Made America Great, Make America Great Again hats are made in China. All of Trump's merch is made in China. If he really cared about America, wouldn't he make his stuff in America? Even if it costs a little more, wouldn't people be glad to pay a little more to, get American made product and have that pride? But no, he gets it made as cheaply as possible, sell it for the highest profit. And you know what they'll tell you, his supporters? It's because he's a smart businessman. He does smart business. That's why. That's why. That's why he makes them in China, because that's what smart businessmen do. And he's a smart businessman. If he wasn't a businessman, then he would make it in America. But he's a businessman, so he can't do that. Don't you understand business? It's like you don't even understand smart business. He's the smartest businessman and the best at business. Trust him. Take his word for it. He's only been bankrupt like 13 or 14, 15 times. And then they'll tell you too, that's because he's a smart businessman. Smart businessmen go bankrupt at least 13 or 14 times. And if you don't know about being bankrupt, it's probably just because you're not a smart businessman, which is probably why you don't have a bunch of zeros in your bank account and why you've never been president. So you probably don't know shit. Just shut up. That's what they think. But this story is interesting. So apparently there's a fucking shootout going on at a Colorado ranch because some ranchers were sentenced for tampering with the rain. I assume collecting rainwater? I would know more if I read the article. You guys want to read the article? This title caught my attention. So, who needs Yellowstone with all its cowboy intrigue when you've got real life tales straight out of the Wild West, bringing with drama and unexpected twists? So the story goes that these ranchers tampered with the NOAA weather instruments to reduce reported rainfall in order to collect more federal drought relief money. Oh, okay. So it was a pretty nifty scam, but it didn't work out and they got caught. And that's when things took a really strange and deadly turn. Two of the ranchers from this wild tale, who worked out a plea deal, have just faced the music and been sentenced. Their stints in the slammer might be brief, but the real rodeo is figuring out how to cough up the $6 million they owe the government. So there was a prison break. What? In August of 2023, a month before Yeager and Esch reached their plea agreements with prosecutors, an unidentified male co-conspirator escaped from prison. This triggered a nationwide manhunt and caused Esch and his family to go into hiding. Man, one of the co-conspirators turned on the group and extorted Esch in particular. The unidentified male threatened to expose the entire enterprise to authorities in exchange for Esch paying the man's bond for release from jail, and several five-figure payments to the man's girlfriend. So that's pretty interesting. But yeah, they messed with the fucking NOAA weather instruments. That's crazy. Yeah, because the government does not manipulate the weather, you know? Yeah, they don't do that. They don't have those abilities. If they don't have those abilities, then these guys can't have done that. They can't have modified the rain to cause a drought. And why would the government have equipment that could do that? What's that for? You know? Why do they need that? That's weird. Why do they have that? Oh, because they don't. The news will tell you they don't, and they won't report that story. Elgato says Trump's right. There's going to be a bloodbath. People are tired of the government controlling people. But do you think Trump being elected would stop that? People would be satisfied. They'd be like, okay, this fixes it. I'm good. No need for a revolution. We'll just wait. Because how does Trump being elected fix anything? You know, that's what I worry, that people get content with no reason to be content. Like, so you get Trump to be president. Now what? You got to do more than that. That's not enough. Yeah, Joan, they probably caused $6 million worth of damage to the government's reputation. She says the government's mad because the truth was exposed about weather manipulation. Yeah, how did they do that? How'd they cause a drought to get more money from the government if you can't do that? We must be able to do it. They've been able to do it since the 70s. Since before that, they were talking about it in the 70s, but they've been able to do it before that. Well, anyways, this has been day 69. 69 days. Tonight will be night 69 for those of you keeping score. It's the 69th day that I've been single. And I feel like I've got less anger. That's for sure. I hope that lasts. I hope that's not a you know, sometimes you get brief pauses when you deal with anger like I do. I hope it's not one of those. I hope it's actually lessening because I do have less anger. And things are going pretty good, mostly because I can get my medicine. So as long as that continues. But let me know what you guys think about what you would do with the dog thing. Because I was standing in the field when he quit on me, and I was thinking, this sucks. Like, this sucks. Like, I don't want to do this. I remember standing there thinking that, and I was like, even thinking in that moment, I'm just going to tell her I'm not doing this anymore. But now that the money thing's an issue again, fucking again, it's never not been an issue. So, like, I'm all weird about the whole thing now. But let me know. And come Wednesday night, go to the Conspiracy Theories and Chill page on Facebook or YouTube and make sure you watch them for that. Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, Conspiracy Theories and Chill. What is the true shape of the Earth with Dan McKenna? It's going to be badass. And then Monday morning, come for the Morning Yank. I'm excited. Harsh is going to have some stories because Harsh parties hard and it's St. Patrick's Day today. So, I hope he shows up. I hope he's not hungover. I hope he makes it. But come back in the morning, find out if Harsh gets there. We'll see you then. Have a great day. Enjoy the rest of it. And God bless you. This has been day 69. I'll see y'all on the next one of these.